Just like Nintendo was a very snoozefest and underwhelming event, this Apple event, we'll quickly run down. We ain't even got to spend that much time. First announcement they did was new AirPods Pro 3, and this is some re-engineered AirPods. They got new fittings with 5 different fits. So it's supposed to give better noise cancellation, and they also improve the battery life. So it's up to 8 hours of active noise canceling. And that's very good for the in-ear AirPods because this is one of the reasons why I stopped with the in-ear AirPods and went to the Maxes because I was on long flight that were like 6, 8 hours. My headphones are not surviving the flight. And that's one of the reasons why I went to the Max. And now it's funny where they said in the event, like, hey, you can go on long flights with one charge of the AirPods. And I thought that was very funny because I guess they got a lot of complaints from people being on long flights and the AirPods not surviving the length of the flight. So that was a big announcement. They also have live translation. So if you and somebody else has AirPods on and y'all both speak different languages, it will actually translate while y'all talking to each other. And even if somebody like if only speak English and listening to somebody speak Spanish, the AirPods actually translate. And when you speak back, even though you're speaking English, it converts your English into Spanish and it will display on the phone. So I thought that was a very interesting tidbit, but apparently this is not new. Samsung has already done this before. And another thing that was part of this AirPods Pro is the fact that they have a heart sensor. And so while you're working out while wearing the AirPods, it can track your heart rate. And I still don't understand how it does this. I guess because of the new fittings, it more compressed against your ear or something to that effect or whatever. But yeah, that is pretty much a quick roundup of the new AirPods Pro. Like I said, I am not an AirPods Pro client anymore, I guess you could say. Until they give an upgrade or update for the AirPod Maxes, I won't be getting another Apple headphone because I just cannot go back to in-ear. I had the AirPod Pros 1 and 2. It was just so uncomfortable. Like I said, I was on flights for 8 hours plus, so it became uncomfortable. And that's part of the reason why they redesigned the fittings is because they was getting complaints that this hurts my ear after a certain amount of time. So, but that's the AirPod Pros.
That is so true. That little thing in your ear after so long, it will hurt your ear. And I do
Oh
remember
God, yes.
having that. Like it used to bother me there to the point I would only put in one just so
Mhm.
I wouldn't have both ears. So I would rotate. All right, this one starts hurting. I would switch ears and be like, all right, put this one in. I don't know why that was, but is that heart rate sensor thing supposed to be a selling feature?
Listen, anything that's on the summary page is a quote unquote selling feature. Funny because they bring up the fact that I think they said 13 million people have an elevated heart rate without knowing it. And it's a silent, unalive thing that affects so many people. And so, yeah, for if you're in America, you probably need something to track your heart rate because you probably don't realize you have hypertension or elevated heart rate. Yeah, that is a feature. And like I said, Apple is very in tune with the health system globally. It's a feature. If it's on this chart, it's a quote unquote selling feature. And another thing too that was part of this upgrade is the fact that it is dust and water resistance. And this is a thing, an issue with AirPods Maxes. It is not waterproof. I actually messed up my Maxes because I was outside running and it started raining and I was like a mile away from my house. So I'm like, I have to run back in the rain and now I have a humming noise in my Maxes. But it's them are $5 headphones. So I'm gonna use them until the wheels fall off. So but yeah, that is all the new features with the AirPod Pros. You got anything else you wanna say?
No, not really. I ain't the demographic for this.
Yeah.
You are my go-to Apple person. You had Maxes, I was like, yo, that's crazy. I ain't even gonna spend no money on no headphone. And then I can't remember, it was one day I was just like, yo, this is mediocre. These things in my ear. If I'm running or working out, I'm sweating. They're sliding out. It
Oh,
hurts.
yes. That was another
It was
issue.
it was just the most, and then I went and got the Maxes, and the moment it slid over my ears, it was like a air cushion of just let me take care of you. Would you like a phone call or you want music? And I was just, and it's beautiful. The only issue I had with Maxes is you fumbling with them too hard, the little cushion piece falls out, but a quick dust
Yeah.
through, right back in. But no, I ain't got nothing else on these things, AirPods, whatever, whatnot. That we can move on to the next piece.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna say this: Apple, update the fucking Maxes because if anything needs waterproofing, it's definitely the Maxes. I mean, what are we doing? And yeah, that's all I gotta say with headphones. And I can understand why AirPod Pros is probably the more priority. Like we talked with our friend, AirPod Pros is the number one selling headphones on the market. But I just believe you can't expect somebody to spend $550 on a headphone. The pros are $140, so it's more entry level friendly. So I don't give a damn if this is the number one selling headphone. Update the fucking Maxes, bruh.
Look here,
And that's
look here, look here, look here. You are talking about a company that
I
put out the
know.
Vision Pro and then put out the regular Vision first and just assume, yeah, you guys are all gonna buy it. Why?
Listen, I think the company, like, designed the Vision Pro knowing there was never gonna be a regular light version of the Vision Pro, but that's neither here or there. Like, we can keep running through this word salad of a press conference that they did. Next item that they announced was the Apple Watch Series 11, and, yeah, just the 11, I mean, it's got 5G, some type of workout buddy, better battery life, and a lot of this stuff was already there. The ECG, I mean, I could have sworn that was already a thing. But yeah, we can next item they announced was the Apple Watch SE. Once again, 5G, quote unquote, fast charging and more crack resistance. Yeah, okay. Next item, the Ultra. This is where I do come into the conversation because I have currently the Apple Watch Ultra 1, and it's the tan little thing that you see right here. And now the Ultra 3 has a 42-hour battery life. It comes in black and it's still the 5G,
Oh,
the
oh, oh,
workout
oh.
buddy, and it's a larger display because they trimmed the little edges. and
So
and like I said in the leaks, it does have that little satellite communication feature, which I probably never have to use in my entire life unless I'm just in the middle of nowhere. They do feature sleep score, which is just them tracking, which was already a thing. I just want to say this: I don't really sleep with my Ultra just because it is such a hunk of a thing, but every now and then I do fall asleep with it on, and I do get the little sleep score, not sleep score, but it tells you how much time you spend in REM and light sleep and deep sleep, and
mhm,
it just more confirms that I do have sleep apnea. So I will be curious to see what my sleep score is because I am diagnosed with sleep apnea. So that's just a little curiosity feature that I am curious about. But did pre-order this just because I want a black watch, and the 42 hour battery life is just, yeah, I'm just being greedy with battery life. If I can go longer without charging something, then that's what I'm going to want. Okay. But yeah, that just wraps up everything. It's not that much different if you have an Ultra 2. Our friend has an Ultra 2 and he said he sees not enough to upgrade to the 3. But going from a 1 to a 3 probably makes more sense, like in my case. But that is the Ultra and all the features. You have an Ultra 1, right?
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna let you finish, going through everything. I have an Ultra One, and everything you said in this word salad, I'm like, Ooh, 42-hour battery, bigger display, black, sold, 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 sold.
It just
Once
speaks your
again, people,
language.
I'm part of the problem, but I will admit it. Yes, all of this. And it's funny you say that because I sleep with my Ultra on because
Mm.
I want all my stuff with the sleeping and etc. and all that. And it makes it easier for me to just get up, check
Oh,
my
yeah.
phone, not check my phone, check my watch, see what's going on. Oh, the battery is fine. Okay, well, we're gonna get up and go. Oh, the battery's not fine. It goes on the charger, and once I'm done showering, getting ready for my day, pick it back up. Oh, fully charged, and we'll charge this again 5 more days from now. Because
Mhm.
that's the about the time I get on my Ultra. I get at least 5 days. Oh, excuse me.
Damn.
Battery.
Damn.
Well, 4 to 5 days now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look, if you get 45 days now, I can only imagine if you upgrade.
So the reason how I get that with mine, I turn everything off. I turn cellular off. I turn Wi-Fi off.
Yeah.
I turn everything off. The only thing that's on is Bluetooth. That's the only thing that stays on. And if I turn Bluetooth off, I can get five and some change. Keeping the Bluetooth on so that it just easily syncs up my phone when I come out of work or whatever I'm doing. I get 4 to 5 days depending on what's going on. I also do not have the always on display. It's black. It does not tell me or show me
Okay,
anything.
yeah.
That's another thing that I help to trim the fat because without that, I mean, you turn all that shit on, you got like maybe a day and a half. I'm like, why? I don't need all that. I'm not constantly looking down at my phone, and I don't need some random person just looking at my watch to see what time it is,
Ooh,
whatever. Like, no.
ooh, yeah, that was a thing I ran into in my Ultra just because it had such a big screen. I was getting certain notifications, and a nosy motherfucker was just, next to me, and they was like, "Oh, you got such and such," and I'm like, "What the fuck?" He was like, "Yeah, I saw it pop up on your watch," and I was like, "Oh, turning that shit off." Hey, look,
Yep.
I'm a person where I don't want you knowing certain things unless I say it, and if I don't say it, I don't expect you to know that. So yeah, but
Yep. Especially a random person just, I was just looking at your watch. Why are you looking at me? Why are you
yeah,
looking at my
like,
hand?
nosy motherfucker. Yeah, this update though that you mentioned that you turn all that, it's supposed to be with the software that's coming with it. It's supposed to be optimized, kind of automatically do that. It turns unnecessary stuff off. Probably not as good as
Sure.
just going in there and turning
Yeah,
it off,
doing it
but
yourself.
yeah, but that's why that 1 hertz always on refresh rate is in that corner because it's supposed to optimize the battery. It's supposed to prioritize battery life over unnecessary things where the watch knows you're not using. I'm really curious to see if you upgrade how long you can go on a charge because you're getting 4 days now. You probably can go a week and a half with this new one, maybe possibly.
I
That
hope so.
yeah.
I truly hope so. Because, like I said, every bullet point you just made, I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, so stop talking.
Hey,
So
hey, like
you
I
ain't got to
said,
tell me on.
I've already pre-ordered mine is coming next week, so,
Oh, well,
Apple already
well, there
has
you
my
go.
phones.
That'll
Yeah.
be that'll be just another tech talk for you to go over with. I don't pre-order anything anymore. I let products come out and then I go. As much as I love technology, we have both learned the hard way. New tech always has problems. Don't be the beta tester. Just wait a minute and get it as it comes out. But
Look, Apple
I
Apple did
understand.
Apple did announce a new product, so we gonna definitely get into the beta testers. So next thing they announced was the iPhone 17. This is the entry level, cheapest thing that you can get for Apple. It comes with a bunch of word salad shit. Ceramic Shield 2, which is supposed to be 3 times better scratch resistant, which I'm like, how can you even quantify that? Whoa, chill
Sounds
out.
like horseshit to me.
It is. I'm just like, how would your average person even be able to tell? Anyway,
They can't.
yeah, they always boost about their recycled content. It's a 6.3 display action button, which whatever. It does come with an improved 48 megapixel camera, dual fusion. It's man,
See, see,
Apple with these little words,
With
these
with them
little
cameras,
yeah,
them
them
cameras, boy,
cameras.
they make sure that camera is something sexy.
Oh yeah,
I got
yeah.
one question. I
What's
got
up?
one question on does it bring back the sexy blue from the iPhone 12?
Not Apple, not the iPhone 17. No, that is
I
exclusive
want
a pro phone. Which you're not
oh,
a
the Pro phone.
yeah. This is the entry level phone. This
Dang.
is like I said, the cheapest phone you can get. I know it does have a 3000 nit peak brightness, and that, if you don't know, is if you're in the broad daylight and you look at your iPhone, you cannot see what the fuck is on it. And that's why they have this 3000 nit. This is across all phones anyway, period. Now, I'm just the one thing that is curious, and I will question, why did they bring this feature to this entry level phone, is the ProMotion. So the 120 hertz refresh rate is on this entry level phone. I'm not sure why, because you would think you would want all your exclusive pro things on your pro phone. I guess for people that is a entry level iPhone buyer, this is a super plus and win for you. It does proclaim to have an all-day battery life. Not sure if that's factual or not, cuz I've never bought entry level. Not this is not the flex, but I've always either bought a Pro or a Pro Max. So, I'm not sure about the battery life or nothing, but yeah, this is the entry level iPhone 17 summary announced.
I'm not
Going
trying to be that guy, but
Here we go.
in
Here
a
we go.
technological age, why are you buying entry level of any?
Well, I think this
If
phone
it's not the best, then
I
just eh.
I just think this phone is marketed for parents with kids and children, and this is their starter phone. Older individuals who really just don't need all the extraness, and they just need a way to talk to their grandchildren. This is I think their clientele. The children, older people who are not really concerned about all this extraness that pros and maxes have. I think this is who buys this phone, and this is why Apple has this entry level phone. Moving on into a new product, and it's funny that you say beta testers. Apple iPhone Air. Now, I want to preference this before I even get into the features. I don't know who this phone is made for, because they sacrifice so much for this thin. But to get into the features, it's a 6.5 display, XDR display, Retina. It has an N1 chip, a C1X chip, and all that is just a bunch of chips to try to fit as much content into this housing that they had to make chips to try to cover for taking out certain things to fit this housing.
This phone is for someone with too much fucking money just to say, "Hey, I bought this sleek, sexy phone that a good majority of the population probably can't afford, or are leveraging their mortgage to get."
Yeah, because I mean, I just feel like when you look at this product, it's a bunch of L's and no wins. Like, the only win I can expect is that it probably feels amazing in your hand. Other than that, it's a bunch of L's. Like, the camera is not as good as the Pro. This a 2x telephoto. Like, it's a bunch of L's. It claims to have an all-day battery life, but I think that's a stretch. It has the ProMotion, it has the 120 hertz, yeah, the center stage, okay. But like all this, everything that's listed here, you can get better on a iPhone Pro. Like I said, I'm not sure who this is marketed to. I'm not sure why this a thing. I think Apple was better off just scrapping this and focusing on the foldable phone that is supposed to come out next year. I'm not sure why they went out of their way to make this product. And maybe it'll sell great, but I just don't think it's going to do that well when you compare it to the Pro and the Pro Max, and even the entry level. Like, I'm not sure where this belongs in the marketplace in today with the other phones they announced. But that is the iPhone Air. Let me know in the comments if this is something you're gonna go out of your way to get, because I just feel like it's a bunch of L's. Like, outside of the feel of the phone probably in your hand, the fact that when they made this announcement, they also announced a battery pack, the Apple battery pack that is made special for it. That's just an indication that, baby, you're not gonna get a full day off the battery charge. Like,
They
and the
took
fact
away
that
they took
yeah,
it way to resell it to you.
Yeah, and it's the fact that there's one speaker, it has a special charger that it has to take. Listen, this is an uphill fight to get this phone. I don't understand anybody that wants this phone, but if you do, definitely hit the comment section because I kind of need to know why. Just to have it because it's the first iteration, and like my cousin said, you're a beta tester because this is his first go around. And yeah, I haven't been a beta tester the iPhone X. And really that wasn't a beta test. That was a and one more thing announcement that was a major jump in phones at the time. Yeah, yeah, baby, this is the iPhone Air. On to the next. Event ended, of course, with its swing big product, which is the Pro and the Pro Maxes. Now, is the phone that does have the dark blue or the blue color, period. Because I only have blue phones. Not sound funny, but I have a blue phone now, and I wasn't gonna upgrade unless it had a blue color again. And I don't know why they keep taking away, bringing it back, taking away, but whatever. The colors for the Pro and Pro Max this year is the blue, this orange, which I will say it's very eye-catching. It does look nice. It does remind me of Halo of colors because it had the orange in the visor and the green everywhere else.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. That looks sexy.
Yeah, it does, but
Does look sexy.
I'm still gonna get a blue phone. This has an improved battery life. In the last tech talk, I complained like Apple. I don't give a fuck about a thin housing. I rather get a thicker housing to have more battery room. Which this new design and this whole camera design and in the event they kept saying the plateau, which man, it's just funny how Apple just use these. I bet they have a whole meeting about like way or what words can we use to oversell something that is very simple. Basically, the plateau is nothing but a extending camera housing hump. Because of this hump, they supposedly jam-packed a lot of things in this new camera hump. So they did put in a larger battery in this iPhone, which is why you're gonna get a better and longer battery life. Another announcement was that is extended displays 6.9, because they trimmed the trimming bezels, center stage camera, the ceramic thing that's on all the iPhones. Now this camera, we got to get into it. It's a 48 megapixel Pro Fusion camera system. God, that is such a word salad crap.
That sounds just like shit thrown together just to sound.
Yeah, but that's one thing Apple's gonna do. They gonna do some things with the camera. And now that Apple is shooting movies with iPhones, and a lot of the B-roll was of movie shooting scenes. So they are really marketing an iPhone to be so powerful that you don't need that overpriced camera. You can shoot a movie with your fucking phone. And that's why you see the ProRes RAW, the Gen Lock, and all the camera features. They're very much that narrative that you can shoot a movie with your iPhone, which they did. I mean, that Apple movie with Brad Pitt, a lot of the scenes were, if not all of the scenes, were shot with an iPhone, and it was a very good shot movie. I thought it was very immaculate, but yeah, a lot of this is just a bunch of word salad, and the average user don't really have enough to upgrade if you bought just upgraded last year. Like I said, I have to upgrade this year because my battery life in my phone now it dropped below the 80%. The little battery health when you look at it. So yeah, I'm not getting battery throughout the day because my phone does die. So I was gonna upgrade regardless, but also it had to have the blue color, which it does. So it checked enough boxes for me to pre-order. And I do have this pre-order and I will be getting mine in the coming week. I'm not sure if this is enough for you to upgrade. And like you said in the last video, you had no plans to upgrade. Do you still feel that way? Does this change anything for you?
So This all sounds nice, and then at the same time, this all just sounds like some shit thrown together, like I said.
Mhm.
The watch, I'm sold. You sold me on the watch. Sold on that. But as far as the phone, like I said, I have a 14 Pro Max, and I think I got the 1 terabyte version. And I was like, I was pleased. But my whole thing with a lot of this stuff is like, it's a phone. It's a phone. And it goes back to, not to get off topic, the guy who will buy 100 grand on a Mercedes, and the guy who spend 50 grand on a Chevy. It's still an engine, transmission, and four wheels. It's gonna get you where you go.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? This is a cell phone. I do the bare basics my cell phone. All this extra stuff, oh, that's nice to have. And here, maybe it's nice to have. It looks nice. Like I said, it's different, and it'll be a leap in technology. But like if I got this now, then the next time I will upgrade is probably the 20. But then now I'm thinking like I don't see the point in if it just does the same thing like everything else.
Yeah, like I
So
said, if
I'm a wait. Yeah, I'm a wait and see moment right now.
yeah, if you just especially if you just upgraded last year, this word salad of a Apple event is not enough to upgrade this year. Like I said, I have to upgrade because my battery life is below that 80%. So I'm not getting good battery life throughout the day and my phone is dying. And like I said, it had to be blue. Cause honestly, I was gonna have Apple just replace my phone because if you don't know, if you have an Apple product and the battery life, cause you can go in the settings, you can check your battery life and capability and capacity, whatever word it is. If it goes below 80%, Apple will replace it's some type of thing where you supposed to get so many years out of your and if it drops below the 80% in a certain amount of time, they will replace it. So if they didn't have the color this year, I was just gonna have Apple replace and give me a whole new phone. But it has the blue clutter, so I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade, and I will definitely give my review on it once have it in hand and have it for a while. But yeah, but this word salad is not enough stuff to upgrade. And honestly, a lot of people are holding out upgrading because they do believe the foldable iPhone is coming next year. And that's going to be a leap and probably, be enough.
Oh yeah, there we go. That's what I forgot to go with. The foldable phone. That's what I want.
Yeah,
So we can
that
get the watch,
is
and I can hold out, and we'll wait and see.
Yeah, that is expected to come next year. And we talked, we have a group chat and I was talking to our friend and I was like, yeah, I said this iPhone Air, they could have just scrapped that and focused and poured more resources into the foldable phone and had the foldable phone come out this year. But Apple has this 5-year development plan where, they release stuff and just enough to keep the train moving. And so it was set always designed to have the foldable phone come out next year. And if it actually comes, I'm sure it's gonna be a long list of clientele for them. But I am, like I said in the last TikTok tech talk, I am not a foldable phone guy. It's not for me. I'm not the target audience for it. I don't need my phone to fold. That can be something you can
I
probably get
want
in
it.
hand and
I
you can
want it all the
review.
way.
Yeah, you can give your review because you are the target audience, I guess. But like I said, if I'm not watching a lot of content on my phone. I have an oversized iPhone already, and it's called the fucking iPad. Because if anybody who has an iPad knows, it's just an oversized fucking iPhone. And I know it has a software update, and people probably gonna get in the comments like it's more closer to a computer than it's ever been. Baby, it should have always been that. It should have always been that 10 years ago. Like, it's an oversized iPhone, and that's why I don't upgrade my iPad. You asked me today, did I get the last upgrade? And I said no, because listen, only reason why my iPad is getting used is because I watch YouTube on it and because I read my manga on it. Other than that, I don't use iPad. And like I said, when I'm watching a YouTube video, it's on a iPad because it's a bigger screen. It's just, a better product for me to watch videos and replay content. And I don't do editing and all that other stuff on my iPad. I have a MacBook for that. That's more powerful and more has more, can keep up with the task that I'm doing in Final Cut Pro and all of the video and production that we're doing for the channel. But yeah, that is the iPhone Pro, and this was the last product in the Apple event. Like I said, my feedback on the Apple event, it was underwhelming. Do you have any thoughts about the product and all the announcements that were made that you haven't already shared?
I wonder what that phone gonna look like, baby. I can see myself just taking it out like, oh, wait, 1 second, 1 second. Oh, yeah,
God.
yeah. Oh, what's this? Oh, this is my mini tablet. That's not my tablet.
Oh
But
my
no,
god.
all seriousness, I mean, Apple, it's the same shit every year. Just
Yeah, it is crazy because the Apple event and the Nintendo Direct were in the same week. One was on a Tuesday, one was on a Friday, and to me, they were both snooze fest. Like, our friend was texting me while the event was going live, the Apple event. I waited till 20 minutes after it started so I could fast forward through the bullshit. And I caught myself fast forwarding most of the content. Like, I sat there and watched most of it just so I can give the update in the tech talk, but it was very underwhelming. And let me know in the comments what you thought of the event, if you liked it, if you're upgrading any of the products announced, and especially if you're buying the iPhone Air. I just need answers on why you're buying that, because I just don't. You can just get the Pro, like, and it'd be a better product for the money. Like, I think it's only $100 difference from the entry iPhone Air and the Pro. It's only $100 difference. So I would
only
just
a
I'm just saying, for all the features and a better battery life and not needing a external battery on your phone, just spend the $100 because you're gonna spend all that in charging in the external battery that Apple is trying to sell you with the iPhone. Yeah, just spend the extra $100 upfront, I guess. That is the Apple event. The rest of the content that we have is the fact that a lot of people made note that the iPhone 17 Pro Max, this is the most on par with a Galaxy phone that has ever been. Now, the only noticeable difference between the phones, right now is that the fact that the Galaxy 25 has a 200 megapixel wide camera, while iPhone has this 48 megapixel fusion camera, whatever the fuck you want to say that is. I guess in phone capacity, camera capacity, the Galaxy still tops the iPhone. But I will say, the iPhone Pro Max is $100 cheaper. It does come with 2 terabyte storage capacity, where the Galaxy has a 1 terabyte max capacity. I mean, yeah, I mean, this is not if you're a Galaxy user, this is not enough probably to get an iPhone, and if you're an iPhone user, it's not enough to make you switch. You're not switching in 2025. At least I don't think. Like, I've had an iPhone for a very long time and I haven't went back to Android phone. And I probably won't, honestly, because I'm just so embedded into the ecosystem. So if you're on either side, you're probably gonna stay. It's not enough to switch. But I guess this is the most comparable they've been ever, maybe. I mean,
since forever.
yeah, like,
I talk about switching all the time, but I know good and
you
well
ain't
I'm too deep.
switching. Such a bunch
I'm
of
too deep.
bullshit. Yeah,
I'm
you
not
ain't.
going nowhere.
And let me tell you right now, if your bubble goes from blue to green, fuck you.
Now, see,
Yeah,
you one of those people.
no,
Are the
I'm just
problem?
saying, I'm not one of those people because I do have a lot of people I text that has a green bubble, but I'm just saying, if you willingly go from blue to green, I'm going to judge you. What are we doing? What are you doing? Like, it's just not enough to switch and cross over, especially because if you got an iPhone, that you probably got an iPad, you probably got an Apple Watch, you probably got AirPods, like, and using an Android, not saying you can't, it's just you're not gonna get the all the capabilities out of the Apple product on an Android product. So yeah, this is just a comparison, and these are just some funny tweets, or I don't even know what you call X tweets now, but it's just funny watching the Samsung account talk shit about the Apple event. So many of these screenshots were just actually right after the Apple event ended, and where it said it was a snooze fest, and a lot of stuff that it was announced that it's already been done already by Samsung, but it's just funny. And listen, if you don't know, this is all tongue in cheek. Samsung's income and revenue, they make a lot off Apple because Samsung builds Apple's displays. Like if you have a phone, that display was made by Samsung. I don't not maybe not everybody knows that, but all this is just tongue in cheek. It's all in fun, and it's just trying to boost the quote unquote battle or a phone battle or whatever phone wars you want to make up. It's just boosted hype that is not even real, but it's not enough probably to jump over to a Samsung if you have an iPhone. And if you got a Samsung, I'm sure you have a Samsung for a reason because you don't like iPhone. So these were just some funny tweets, or I don't even know, what do you call tweets now in 2025 when it's X?
I still say tweets.
I mean,
I
yeah,
will
but
not say.
is that correct? Are they still like what are they Xers? Like
So
what
a
are
lot of
they?
people will say X, formerly known as Twitter, and just keep going with that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that wraps up the Apple event. Like I said, it was a snooze fest.
And that's it for this video of Are You Not Entertained podcast. Thanks for hanging out with us. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell so you'll never miss our next hot take. Until next time, are you not entertained?